Well, somebody very much in the title race was Arsenal, went to the Stadium of Light. Arsenal going so well, don't lose games, don't concede goals, don't even concede shots. Go to the Stadium of Light, mate, and have to come away with a 2-2 draw, drop 2 points. Late equaliser by Robbie after Sunderland very much were taking the lead through Ballard, Saka and Trossard with a couple of good strikes to put Arsenal in front, and you think, well, that's done and dusted. Then 94 minute, Robbie gets the goal. How damaging, Rob, was this, or couldn't we expect the Stadium of Light that I thought was incredible atmosphere, and by the way, incredible on the pitch as well? Is this a place people are all going to struggle at?
I don't know if it's funny. That's a good question, mate. Because I think maybe not all, but I think when there's a big boy comes to town, and it's a big occasion, and the favourites, the title favourites coming in, and you're Sunderland, you're back in the Premier League, you're at home, you've had a good start, you got the joy of promotion back in the league. That was difficult. Yeah. That was difficult. I mean, I haven't seen Arsenal as stretched and as stressed as for all season long by this Sunderland team that had a very tight 5-4-1, aggressive, super aggressive, super physical. The four in midfield are very, very narrow, Rob. They allowed the ball to go wide. Okay, Arsenal, cross it. We kind of got big guys, centre backs. We can head the ball away. I just thought it was a very direct. Long balls, long throw-ins. It was everything that we thought it might be, Rob. And to be fair to Arsenal, I got notes here that are like, wow, what a flipping to take that initial goal and to come back and turn it around and get ahead and match all that physicality. You know, Arsenal, to be fair, Rob, they matched up pretty well.
They did, yeah.
You know, and we would have said things like, whatever game you want to bring to Arsenal, we can still say it. Whatever game you want to bring to Arsenal, they can roll their sleeves up. They'll fight. And they did. It was a brilliant game of football, a great advert for how the Premier League works with its, you know, how clubs are encouraged to spend money, which makes it every game kind of competitive or hope to be competitive. Brilliant game. And I couldn't love it anymore, mate. And I thought there's special performances, but just the Sunderland's approach and, you know, from the first Wilson Isidore, mate, up front.
He gave Gabriel and Saliba more problem than players in the Champions League have given him. Yeah. And, you know, he's a kid. I think we talked about it in Kevin Phillips. We had a quick word with Kevin Phillips, didn't we, at the Fan Fest? Yeah. He said there's more to come from this guy. You haven't seen it yet. He's a talent. It was interesting, Rob, because before this game, you know, you're doing your notes, and I looked through Sunderland's impressive start to the season. And I thought, like, you know, they've won some games at home that some would say are winnable, but, you know, they had to get the job done. I think was it West Ham the first day and beat people. And then I suppose the big result so far was a 2-1 win away at Chelsea recently, wasn't it? They scored a late goal, Talby, and they get the late winner. But I looked through the results, Rob, and thought, this is a team that's going so well. And I kind of put myself in their place, and I thought, what you also want in the Premier League, and you and I will attest to this, is sometimes you want one of them big memory days when you beat a Man United or you beat an Arsenal or you beat a Liverpool at home and your place is jumping, and it's one of them that you remember for the rest of your career. And I just felt that this was the day for Sunderland. This was their big memory for so far in the season, and they took, you know, the team that many think will go on to be champions, the team that don't concede goals, the team that don't even concede shots, they gave them a proper test, mate, a real proper test. And I also thought it was credit to Arsenal because they stood the test. As you say, it wasn't a footballing test like City. It was a athletic, physical, director style. This team can play a little bit as well. And Arsenal like to dig deep. Yeah. Arsenal like to dig deep. Arsenal could have easily gone on that day away at Stadium like, oh, this is too much.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing but credit for both teams, Rob. There's nothing but credit for Arsenal to come back. I mean, in some ways, Sunderland, you know, maybe a discussion for another day, Rob, but like, is this the antidote to modern football? What we're starting to see in the Premier League? Back to long balls, back to set pieces, back to physicality that was in our era. It was a lot more prevalent. There was more teams. You played in a team that was probably the best, the most famous of this of all in Wimbledon, the way they did things. They routed these teams. That's probably a discussion for another day. But for Sunderland as well, you know, finally, mate, look, Arsenal find a way to get back, right? They go 2-1 up. And for Sunderland to go again, I thought was remarkable.
Yeah.
For Sunderland to go again. In fact, it'd be so easy for those players like, we've given everything.
Yeah.
And Trossard comes up in 75th minute or whatever and knocks it in the top corner.
Yeah.
But they went again. And the goal was an amazing goal. I mean, you couldn't write it. Like the overhead kick nearly kicks him in the head. I mean,
fair play to the manager, Regis Lebris, Robbie. He made some positive substitutes with the game in that situation. He wasn't thinking about bunkering it off. He made some things. I know, Robin, I think this might be a first for the Two Robbies podcast. Our underappreciated performers are going to come from the same game. Talk to me about your underappreciated performer, Leandro Trossard.
Well, I'm sure we've had him before, right? And he's just a little favourite of mine, Rob. And why I give him underappreciated performer is that he's always there for Arsenal. He's always there. He's always available for his manager. He's always wanting the ball, right? Always busy wants the ball. He's always looking to be creative. If you watch everything that Trossard does, everything he does, he tries to play something forward. He always looks forward first. And to step up, and also we're understanding that he's taken on a more leadership role in this team. He's giving team talks, and I know that they've got Madueke and Bercha Eze that didn't really affect it. It wasn't really an Eze game for me, and I'm still. There's going to be games. He's going to be amazing, but it wasn't one of these. But he is such a reliable, consistent performer. Different players have come into this front line, Rob, and will challenge his position. Martinelli was there. He came in as a backup. He then been in the team all the time. And when he comes inside and drills that ball into the top corner, I'm like, this guy. He's my underappreciated performer again, Trossard.
You got in early. You killed me.
I got in really early because it's like you expect things from other people. All other people in this team, they get all the adulation and they're the stars of the team. Trossard is a star of this team now, and I think the manager knows it. Obviously, Arteta trusts him, picks him most of the time down the left-hand side. There will continue to be pressure on his position in the team, but my goodness, he's he's worth his weight in gold.
It's a great shout, actually.
Anne Hathaway, wasn't it? Who loved it. Remember with the little video from Anne Hathaway that loved little Trossard. I just think he's a little underappreciated.
Even more so, Rob, in an era where you're saying there's a game changing and the physicality and the long throws now, he's a little technical player who can affect the game.
He's got a big heart, Rob.
He's
one of those with a big heart.
He never gives up, and it's a really good shout. So, for the first time, I think, in Two Robbies history, my underappreciated is coming from the other side, and it's a guy named Dan Ballard, my friend, who's a 26-year-old centre-back who knows his way around a penalty box at both ends.
Both ends, yeah.
Looks like he knows his way around a gymnasium. He's got guns to burn, as he shows you when he scores his goal. What I like about this young man is that 8 years of age, he was at Arsenal's academy. So there is thought that maybe him and Saka were at the football club in a similar time. Yeah. He didn't quite make it. And that happens a lot, Rob, at big clubs. I think, our listeners and viewers have to understand that, you sign as a schoolboy and maybe sometimes apprentice or whatever they call it now. But there's many players who don't make it at big clubs. And then it's like a big call. What's next? Where'd you go to? How do you handle it? Well, he went off on loan to Blackpool and then Millwall. And eventually has ended up at Sunderland, Rob. And he's now a Northern Ireland international. I saw him the first game of the season and liked him. Big, strong, aggressive. The block he made at the game at 2-2 that gives Marino a chance to win it was incredible. Was John Terry-esque. It looks like he's got a bit about him. And he's got over whatever that disappointment was when he wasn't taken on at Arsenal and looks like he's going to have a decent career.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, to score and to make that block and to be the linchpin of that back line. And as you said, redemption story. He's at this football club loving life. He couldn't be loving life anymore. He's in the Premier League and he's getting some adulation. He's scoring goals. Yeah, it's equally a good shout. And it was, I don't know, maybe, right up there, probably the favourite game of the season, Rob, just in terms of it had a bit of everything. And it was a real test for, the favourites right now, which are Arsenal. And I thought for the very, they did pretty well. I mean, that's a hard team to score against. Sunderland did it twice. Absolutely. So fair play. Brilliant game.
Absolutely brilliant game. Regis Lebris is right up there. Is one of my besties at the moment, mate. I'm all over Regis.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.